Hello and welcome to my cards for the week. Today is Sunday, the 4th of July, 2021. So first of all, let's wish all our American friends a happy July the 4th and I hope they enjoy their celebrations today and anybody else that is celebrating anywhere in the world today. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Deborah Jane Sutton, and you can find out more about me at my website, deborahjanesutton.com, or you can check out more about me from this YouTube channel. Okay, or this Facebook profile, or wherever you're watching me from. Okay, so today we have 4 cards came out. And yeah, now it's a good message. Generally, it's a good message. So let me dive straight in. The first card is the 5 of Swords. Now, the reason I hesitated then about saying it's a good message is because the 5 of Swords, it doesn't look great, does it? And it is typically about change and instability. Okay, now what I want to say about this card, of course, is one, that it's swords. So we know that it's thought processes because we know that any manifestation, any physical manifestation starts in non-physical form. Okay, so it could be change and instability going on because of our change in thought processes and our change in frequency. So I don't see it as a negative card at all. I don't see it as a bad thing because the change and the instability is coming from the change, and the change is a good thing. Okay, so I'm looking at this more as in change and difference. So there's a difference going on because you're moving on from what isn't serving you. But we're making some big changes. I think I mentioned that in the previous video. I didn't do one last week in case anybody was looking for it. It suddenly got very busy in paradise last weekend. Beautifully so, but it did result in no card reading, I'm afraid. But so this is about big changes that you're making, and because you're moving on. So the instability is not a negative thing. The instability is those differences that happen because you have changed your routine. So whether it's a job that you're leaving, obviously starting a new job or starting up your own business, things are going to be a little bit unstable because your income might be a little bit unstable compared to before. Or if you're starting a new job somewhere, it's a new place you're going to, new colleagues that you're working with. You don't know where the water cooler is. You don't know where things are. So you're a little bit insecure because you're having to ask about things. So it's not an instability that's coming from something negative. I see it as an instability coming from the fact that you have been making these positive moves. Now, it's coming up first, which means the move is already happened, but it is swords, which is thought processes, which means you may have only just thought about it. You may not have actually made that change yet. You might still be thinking about it. So this could relate to thought changes that you've been thinking about making, but also there's a lot of you who have already taken that first step and are feeling that, I want to say difference rather than instability of having made that change. Now, this could be a job, as I said. It could be a relationship, you see. Now, you could be leaving a relationship and you know it's the right thing to do, but there's still going to be that difference of being instability, or that difference that comes with, being on your own again. Maybe you're having to change house, move house as well. Maybe you're having to just do different things, different activities. Maybe you've got more time on your hands. You see, that's all a positive thing. That's all a really, really positive thing. But it's different, isn't it? And that difference is why I think, this card is coming up, and the card is typically calling it instability. So first of all, I just want to focus on the fact that we're doing things differently because we've made the right choices. And if this is still in thought form for you, then it's coming up to let you know that whatever it is that you're thinking of changing, in your heart. In your heart. You don't have to listen to these cards or to me or to anybody else, because in your heart the changes that you need to make. Because it's your soul talking to you loud and clear through your heart. You know that. I'm just reminding you to listen to your heart. Okay, so it could also be a location. You know, a lot of people are changing location, moving house, even moving countries. Of course, there's going to be instability and differences to enjoy. Let's focus on the differences to enjoy. So you're going to be in a new place, so therefore you're going to be shopping in new shops. You're going to be having to find new post offices and stuff like that. So it's just different. Okay, there's different situations coming up, but because we get caught up in our routine, don't we? We go to the same shops, we go to the same post office, we park our car in the same place, you know, we go to the same cafes, you know, we do all of this and we get, this is kind of part of our comfort zone. And I think what's happening now is we have to shift all of that. We have to shift all of that, and we are just going to new places and doing new things. It could be an activity that you're not doing anymore. Maybe you stopped resonating with the people that were in that activity. Maybe you stopped resonating with the activity altogether. You've grown, you've evolved, you're ascending. Your energy and frequency are rising. So obviously you're going to now resonate with new things, but they haven't all come in yet. So we're kind of in that limbo stage whereby we know what isn't serving us, we know what we've moved away from. We could have moved away from ways of thinking as well. Remember, this is the thought processes. So one of the things that we've moved away from and that isn't serving us is a certain way of thinking, a certain way of being, believing that we have to follow a certain way, believing that we have to follow a certain path, believing that we have to follow the crowd maybe, or believing that we have to follow what we were told as children. You know, this is all part and parcel of what we're moving away from, which is also giving us that instability, okay, or that feeling of being different, because we're moving away from stuff that isn't serving us, but we don't really quite know where we're going. What I want to say about that, because I have this kind of analogy whereby these doors, we're in a hallway and these doors are all closing. Well, we're closing them, we're choosing, you know, we're choosing to, that we don't want to create that anymore, you know, so we're going to close the door on that, we're going to close the door on that. It could be a job, it could be a location, it could be a relationship, it could be an activity, could be a group of friends, could be a way of thinking. But whatever it is, we're closing the door on all of those and we're sitting in the hallway. Now, these doors are opening, but energy has to go. You have to stop focusing on putting your energy into these things in order to be able to put your energy into opening these new doors. So there's all these doors on the other side of the hallway, which are kind of like a little bit ajar, right? And we can see the light coming in, but we don't quite know where they all are. We're not quite sure where that job's taking us. We're not quite sure if that's a new relationship or where that relationship with ourselves is taking us. We're not quite sure where that activity is taking us. We're not quite sure where we're going to be moving to. You know, what's coming in, right? But we can see the light, we can feel it, but we don't really know what's through those doors. So we are a little bit in limbo, but what I want to say to you, although we're in limbo in the hallway, it doesn't have to be hell in the hallway. I suggest that we all just have a little party in the hallway. But that's why this card has come up, because some people might be feeling that sense of instability that comes from hanging out in the hallway. It's like you're neither here nor there. Okay, it doesn't have to be unstable in the hallway. It doesn't have to be hell in the hallway. It doesn't have to be difficult. We can all have a party in the hallway. That's what I want to say, and I wasn't planning on saying that. So I hope that resonates with some people. Okay, so basically change is coming, whether it's still in thought form for you or whether you have actually put those thoughts into words, into deeds, into manifestation. Remember, thought, words, deed, that's how we manifest. So some of you may have already manifested and you could be somewhere on that journey. Okay, now what's telling us that whatever it is for you, what's telling us that it's the right thing to do is the next card is the Nine of Cups. This is all about your dreams and wishes coming true. This is all about your dreams and wishes coming through. It's a very, very positive card. It's good fortune and emotional fulfillment. So you're definitely on the right track, okay? So although your dreams, you might perceive them to be the other side of these doorways here that are opening up. Bring them into, open these doors a little bit more. Let the light shine. Let the light shine into the hallway where we're having the party, because it's the right light. It's the right light for you. Whichever doors it is the right light for you. It's very, very lucky for business ventures. I think there's a lot of people that are leaving daytime jobs to start working for themselves. Definitely the time to do that, because, you know, when you're following your soul and you've got to be true to yourself, you know, running your own business is the only way to go sometimes, because you have to be the one that says it. It's your creation. You're creating your reality through your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions, your words. And when you work for somebody else, unless you are completely in alignment with the ethos of that business, that company, or that person that you work for, it's difficult to actually implement your own divinity, I want to say, to express your own divinity in what you're doing. So it's either a case of working for people that you're completely in alignment with, completely have the same vision, completely on the same page, same wavelength or whatever. If you're working in a job where that isn't the case, it could, well, this is a good time to start working for yourself and doing whatever it's dreams and wishes. So whatever it was that you've dreamed of doing, you know, you want to be an artist, you want to be a yoga teacher, you want to be whatever that dream is, you can do it. You can do it. Okay, but it does also have a message here about valuing yourself. Because when I just said that about you can do it, I could feel some straight away say, oh, but I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I can't make money doing that. And I'm not good enough to do that. I mean, you know, I'm someone that qualified as a yoga teacher at the age of 50. I laughed. There's video evidence of me laughing for 2 whole minutes when I got my certificate, because it was a dream that I had never thought would come true. You know, it was like a pie in the sky dream, or whatever they say. So if I could do that, you guys can do whatever it is that you want to be doing, okay? Because it is about valuing yourself. And it's also about not caring what other people think, because there is no one else. There is only you. So you've got to do what you feel. There's only you. So the only person telling you you can't, or that you can't afford it, or you can't do it, or you're not going to be a success, the only person telling you that is you. So it's really important, because this card is saying quite strongly that it is a good time to start your own business, or maybe with other people. You know, if you've got like-minded people and you want to do something, and then that's great. You're going to co-create and you're going to complement your skill set. That will give you a sense of security as well, I think, won't it? So that's brilliant, because obviously you deserve your dreams and wishes. You have to ask yourself, where do your dreams and wishes come from? Where do they come from? They come from your higher self. That's your higher self inspiring you. Why would your higher self be inspiring you to do something that you're not meant to be doing? Of course you're meant to be doing it. Listen to your higher self. Listen to your inspiration. So this is a really exciting card, because it's confirming that whatever all this is going on, it's all going on for the right reasons. So that is perfect, because after all, you are creating the whole thing. You are creating the whole shebang. And the reason that this is all happening now, and that you're being able to create these dreams and wishes and bring them to fruition, is because of that inner work. It is about the inner work. It's that inner work that you've done to release the fear, release the negative emotions, step into your power. All this inner child healing, all this, the ancestral healing that's been going on. I mean, there's all this high frequency light coming in from our galactic friends and other beings in the higher realms. But it's allowing us to learn more about who we are, and to take some risks, and to be a little bit more daring. And also, it's releasing fear and releasing anxiety and anger and despair and depression and all of these things that have been holding us in the density. Okay, so it is about the inner work. It's all about the inner work. And the inner work is continuing, I'm afraid. Well, no, I'm not afraid. It's always inner work, right? There's always going to be inner work until you completely ascend or completely enlightened. Because the next card is the Four of Swords, which typically is about the need to retreat. and to nurture your soul. There is a little element of anxiety and worry. Well, of course there is. Again, I don't see this card as a negative card at all. There's going to be a little bit of anxiety and worry because you're stepping into all of these dreams. You're doing something that you thought was a dream, a pie in the sky dream. I don't know where that expression comes from. So if you know, please let me know. But yeah, of course, you're doing things differently. You're stepping out of your comfort zone. Okay, so if it is your job, yeah, you're going to be nervous and a bit worried about going to a new job. If you're changing location, yeah, you're going to be a bit nervous and worried. You know, are you going to have the neighbours that you want and the things that you need around you? You know, everything's going to be a little bit more challenging. You know, just going to a shop and have you got the markets that you want around you? You know, where are you going to go and get the things that you need? You know, it's all going to be different. So it's all a little bit of trial and error, and you're going to be making new journeys that you haven't done before, you know, and it's so easy for us to get stuck in our comfort zone, you know, driving to places that we know and stuff. So yeah, we're shaking it up. We're shaking it up in the most glorious way, the most glorious and positive way. So there is a bit of worry and anxiety, but I don't want you to look at it from that point of view. I want you to have a look at it. It doesn't have to be hell in the hallway. I want you to have a look at it from you're nurturing your soul. You're nurturing your soul. Now, this is going to be this constant 3D, 5D, 3D, 5D going on, okay? Hopefully now you're more in 5D and we have these dips down. Any worry and anxiety is just us dipping into the density. That's what I want to call it. So this card is about that you might have some opportunities this week, or you might have some experiences this week where you're going to dip into the density, and that is fine. That is fine because it gives you an opportunity to remember that when you nurture your soul, you raise your frequency. When you raise your frequency, then you are creating that higher frequency reality for yourself. Your future lies in your frequency. The reality that you are creating is a vibrational match to you. So the other thing with this card I want to say is faith, because we need to keep the faith. If you want to know more about, you know, what I say about faith, my first book, Heal Yourself to Happiness, is free to download from my website at deborahjaneshatton.com. And the last chapter is all about the importance of faith. So if you're struggling with faith at all, check that out. As I said, it's free. Heal Yourself to Happiness, free to download from my website, deborahjaneshatton.com. So faith, super, super important. Because faith is, this is how I view faith. Faith is like an inner knowing, and it carries you to miracles. But you have to have that faith, that inner knowing, and you have to have that belief in the miracles in order to see them, in order for them to arrive in your life. And when you understand, I think it's all much easier when you understand that your reality, the reality that you are creating, is a vibrational match to the frequency that you are, to the vibration that you are. So when you feel the anxiety and the worry come in, just choose to trust. Because when you have faith and when you trust in the process of life, when you trust in your own process of creation, I want to say, when you trust that, worry and anxiety just goes, fear goes. You know, when you understand that you are the creator and you are creating it all, you know, you're not consciously creating fear, right? So when you consciously choose to create the love, the dreams, the wishes, and you have an inner knowing that they can manifest, that they will manifest, that they are manifesting, when you have that inner knowing, that's how you're going to do it. And any worry and any anxiety is just you dipping into the density, which is fine, but be aware of it. It's fine, but be aware that that's what you're doing, okay? Because the other message with this card is about following your intuition, following your intuition. So during the week, if you find yourself dipping into the density, come back to this video and have a little reminder that you are creating it all, and that the importance of following your intuition. Where does your intuition come from? It's your higher self talking to you. It's your higher self talking to you through your heart. Okay, so worry and anxiety is just going to lower your frequency. It's going to keep you in the hallway. Okay, we need to have a party in the hallway to raise our frequency, because when we raise our frequency, those doors in the hallway are all going to open. More light will come in and more wishes will be fulfilled. Okay, so the message with this card is to retreat and nurture your soul. Just nurture your soul. However you do that, you know, getting offline, going into nature, having a massage, okay, just going away. Okay, so when we've done that, the reason that it's so important to follow our intuition and nurture our soul and have that little reminder is because our last card is the Page of Cups. Pages are always good news coming in. There are always offers coming in. Cups is your spiritual, intuitive, creative, and emotionally fulfilling suit of tarot. And the fish symbolizes wisdom. And there is a little bit of travel always involved with pages. Now look, so the way the cards have gone this week is we've got swords, thinking, our thinking, giving us, an issue. Dreams and wishes, cups. Bit more thinking, worrying, anxiety. But just remember, you've got to be in your highest frequency to have this offer or this opportunity coming. So keep focusing on that. If you're feeling worried and anxious, understand that that's you dipping into the density. Understand that by just having faith and just letting that go, okay, or if you have an emotional healing modality like the emotion code or the tapping or what have you, then you can focus on this. It's the inner work that I've said. The inner work is continuing. We can release the worry and anxiety through the emotion code. Check out my lessons in awakening on YouTube, because I talk about it there, or you could choose another emotional healing modality. We've got Reiki and EFT, the tapping one and everything. Whatever, you could be just going for a jog, you could be exhaling it out, you could be releasing it through yoga, walking in the countryside, whatever helps you release your worry and anxiety. For me personally, the best way to release anxiety and worry is having this faith and inner knowing that you are the creator of everything, okay, and that you get to choose. You get to choose what you want to create. So these opportunities coming in are going to be vibrating at the frequency that you are. So when you kind of remember that, it kind of helps you understand the importance of the inner work and the importance of faith, so that you can keep your frequency as high as possible. So whether this be a new job opportunity coming in, it could be a business venture opportunity coming in, it could be a new relationship coming in, it could be a new activity coming in, it could be a new home somewhere coming in, it could be a new location. I mean, it's an opportunity coming in and an offer, okay, of wisdom, spiritually guided, intuitively guided, emotionally fulfilling, all these things you want. So the only thing is this negative thinking, because you create what you believe, right? So, and your beliefs are a result of your thinking. So basically, choose beliefs that are going to serve you. Definitely choose beliefs that are going to serve you. Okay. So your future lies in your frequency. And this week you're being asked to hold the faith. Hold the faith and understand that these changes and any feelings of instability, let's just view them as feeling different, because things are different for you. Of course they're different for you. Did you want them to stay the same? Okay, guys. Lots and lots of love to you all. And if you would like a private reading with your own lessons in awakening, then get in touch. I'll put a link in below. You can book through my website at deborahjanesatin.com. So next week I will be away, so probably no cards next week, but I will catch up with you the week after. And check out the Lessons in Awakening on YouTube if you haven't done so already. So I think that's it for this week. Lots of love to everybody and have a great week. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.